This is a case of Sopakco civilian MREs. This is a reduced sodium case, and it actually has a little bit of age on it. 289th day of 2012. As you can see, it's still banded. It's never been opened. I picked this up on eBay for a very good price, I think. Hopefully they're in good condition. The case itself is very reminiscent of a legitimate US MRE case. These meals actually come 14 to a case instead of 12 to a case like normal MRE does. And we have a beef ravioli and meat sauce. There's another beef ravioli, vegetable lasagna, another vegetable lasagna, cheese tortellini. There's a chili mac, that's a good one. There's another beef ravioli and meat sauce, so we actually got 3 of those. Another chili mac, spaghetti with meat sauce, another spaghetti with meat sauce, penne with vegetables and sauce, another one of those, another cheese tortellini, another cheese tortellini. So a couple of these you get 3 of each, a couple of these you get 2 of each, comes up to 14 total. These meals are designed for people that have reduced sodium dietary requirements. As far as available rations go on the market, these are one of the cheapest you can get your hands on. In the past, you could get these meals as low as $3.50 each. They're a little bit higher than that now, but still cheaper than most other ration options out there. As we'll see in just a moment, the contents are severely reduced from that of a normal MRE. We'll try the peelable seal on this one. That was nice and easy. So included in this rather small meal, we have a Tootsie Roll, pack of MRE crackers, a Sure Pack 12 mils FRH, 1 ounce strawberry jam, 1 ounce apple jelly, no peanut butter or cheese in this one because those contain sodium, a toaster pastry frosted brown sugar, and the main itself, beef ravioli in meat sauce. That main is 270 calories and only contains 340 milligrams of sodium. That also has a very small accessory pack. In that we have a spoon, a small pack of black pepper, a Papa's Perfect salt-free seasoning, and a rather flimsy napkin. Here's our retort for the main. It still looks in fantastic shape. Let's get the FRH going. I'm going to put both the toaster pastry and the main in the Flemish ration heater. Just a little splash of water. Sopakco says that this heater takes 12 minutes to work, so we'll give that the directed 12 minutes and get everything else plated up. Tootsie Rolls are peanut free, in case you didn't know. Let's open this up. That's actually very pliable. Check that out. I'm pretty hungry this morning, so let's go ahead and get started with a jam cracker. Strawberry jam is one of those MRE items that seems to only get better with time. I usually knead it up. I skipped that step on this one, so it's probably going to be, there we go, pretty dang runny. Look at all the juice coming out. That was a mistake on my part, but it can't always be perfect. I think I'm actually going to have to slurp that juice up to avoid making a mess. And wow, that is a sweet, syrupy juice with a very pleasant strawberry flavor. That's actually really good. Since I've consumed pretty much all the liquid separately, we're left with a very thick consistency jam. No complaints from me on that. It's about as good as MRE jam or a cracker is going to get, although it is slightly messy. The strawberry is perfect. You can see it does have some seeds and whatnot in the jam there. One last bite. I'm not hearing anything from the heater. Let's see if it's actually doing its job. About 100 degrees right in the middle. If we go towards the edges, it's quite a bit hotter. On the reverse, it looks like our retort is up to about 100 degrees. It's looking like it needs another few minutes. I think we've given this heater every shot in the world to properly heat the main. Oh, it is. It's feeling really warm, actually. Perfect. Wipe some of that water off. Pull that open. Check those out. They actually look good. Let's get a whiff of it. Retort pouch tomato sauce, my old friend. Put them on the tray. There's no vegetable matter or anything in the sauce as far as I can tell. We do have crumbles of meat distributed throughout. I believe that's a mix of beef and textured vegetable protein. There are a couple little bits of onion in the sauce, and I'm seeing those now. You can see little flakes of spices, most likely oregano, perhaps parsley. Cut a ravioli open and see if there's anything inside of them. This one does have just the slightest little pocket of some type of filling. Let's get a couple of those with some of the meat sauce and go in for our first bite there. It's sweet. I wasn't really expecting that. I don't remember these being particularly sweet in the regular MRE version. And those raviolis are so soft, they just kind of dissolve. The flavor on this is very mild. As expected, it's quite bland. The texture is sort of weird. It has sort of a milly consistency. I think that's because the pasta is just so overcooked at this point. Sitting around that retort pouch and getting some age on it, it just kind of disappears when you eat it. If it wasn't so sweet, I'd actually say that I like this. It's weird. It needs something to off-put that sweetness. I'll scoop a little bit on this cracker. Try that bite out with a little bit of crunch. The texture contrast is something that this needed for sure. It was so mushy by itself. That cracker really brings it all together. Not bad at all. Let's finish this out with a Tootsie Roll. Tear that piece off. And it is mashable. pliable. Yeah, that's a Tootsie Roll. Tastes like it was packaged yesterday. Definitely not my preferred candy option, but it could be a lot worse. Spaghetti with meat and sauce. There's a look at the ingredients there and our nutrition and our FRH to get that heating up. It's already getting warm and already making sounds, so that's a good sign. Looking like this one is going to work well, just like the other one did. We'll first check out these Toaster Pastries Frosted Brown Sugar. Double bag, just like the other one. 420 calories as opposed to what the pack says. Looks super slick and shiny, and they are basically fused together into one big block. Smells nice and cinnamony and super fresh. Inside looks really nice. For being 2012, the condition on these meals is excellent. It's really crazy how slick these are, though. You don't ever see a Pop-Tart like that if you bought it in the store. Let's give that a taste. Yep, that's perfect. Nice sweet cinnamon. Not spicy at all, like some cinnamon can be. It's not overpowering, just a really nice flavor. On the other reduced sodium meal that I had, I was not impressed with the main entree at all. I thought it was pretty bland. I think removing the salt did affect it quite a bit. But maybe this one will be a little bit different. I usually like the spaghetti with meat sauce more than I do beef ravioli anyway, so maybe this will be alright. There's our spaghetti with meat sauce. I can smell it from over here. It smells pretty nice. So there's no visible signs of spices or anything in this. Pretty much all you see is just sauce and little bits of meat there, and of course spaghetti noodles. The noodles are a very soft consistency, which is not surprising. The meat is fine. It's a little bit dry, and the flavor of this sauce is essentially identical to that of the beef ravioli. It's a very similar tasting meal. If you did a blind taste test, besides the different feel of the pasta noodles, you'd probably say they were the same thing. You can definitely taste some onion powder and garlic powder in the actual sauce itself, but it's not a very prominent flavor. Let's get one more try of it plain before we start doing stuff to it. Yeah, just kind of bland. It's better with the flavor packet, but not by much. Let's liven it up a little bit with some crunch. Alright, we got some nice little cracker chunks in it now. That's better, but still not great. This is most certainly not gourmet food of any sort. It is just designed to feed someone, and that's it, and not cause them high blood pressure because of the salt. It tastes like cafeteria food, like hospital food, really bland, you know, made for people that are maybe sick and can't really handle very many spices and flavorings. This can tasting, I think the palate of maybe a child or something probably like this. I think it needs some hot sauce or red pepper or something like that. I was a little bit hesitant to actually do this review. I was dreading it a little bit, and that's because the last one of these reduced sodiums that I had a very bad experience with. Gave me the worst indigestion I can recall having ever my entire life. It's like the worst heartburn imaginable. I wasn't even able to sleep, it was so bad. I don't want to repeat, but I gotta get through these meals anyway, so we're gonna have to just man up and give it another go. Vegetable lasagna, there's the ingredients list. That's 270 calories. I don't think I've ever had a vegetable lasagna before. This feels like it doesn't have anything inside of it. It just feels like all liquid. I've had 2 of these reduced sodium meals already so far. One of them gave me terrible indigestion. Neither of them really tasted like anything. Being reduced sodium made both of them pretty bland, not that great. Reminded me of eating an HDR sort of. So I'm gonna fold the edges over on this Pop-Tart. We're gonna put this on one side of our heating pad and our main entree on the other side of the heating pad, and we're gonna try to slide both of these down into our heater. It's a pretty tight fit, but we got it in there. This FRH is making some very interesting sounds. This feels just like straight liquid. I think it's going to be mostly all sauce. Don't want to spill it, and it is very saucy in there. It actually doesn't smell bad. It's so liquidy that it looks like you should be pouring it over the top of something, like some spaghetti noodles. It smells like nice tomato sauce. You can smell the basil. The way that came out, it's like they almost forgot to put pasta noodles in this. I'm pretty sure the lasagna is supposed to have some kind of pasta noodle in it. Yeah, there's some little flakes of noodle, but not very much. I might have messed up on this individual package. I don't know if this is representative of what it should look like. Just basically tomato soup. Fingers crossed, this one doesn't give me indigestion. So in this bite, it has some vegetable crumbles in there. It's mostly all sauce though. The tomato's pretty strong in this. It has a little bit of tomato acidity to it. There's beans in it actually. There's a piece of zucchini in that one. The flavor's actually not too bad. It's just very very runny. It doesn't really seem like a entree meal to me. It seems like this should be served over something. Like maybe this meal would have needed some rice or something like that. I have a little bit of cracker left, but not very much. And this cracker's all stale anyway. But I guess we'll go ahead and crunch this up and add that to it. Maybe that'll give it a little bit more substance. It's still pretty soupy, but that might have thickened it just a little bit. Let's try it with the additions of our cracker and stuff. The cracker's not at all crunchy. Being stale the way it is, it just kind of went straight to mushy. This man just tastes like tomato. It might be a little cliche, but I think this needs salt. Go back to this Pop-Tart. At least this is good. I feel like I'm being negative with this meal, but I mean, I'm trying to be positive. It's just not great. If it would have had at least twice this amount of pasta noodles, it might have been okay. It's edible, but that's about it. The last one of these meals that I reviewed, I think I was pretty negative on the overall experience because I have not at all been impressed with these meals. But I'm going into this one with high expectations because it is chili macaroni, which is one of my all-time favorite entrees in MREs. 260 calories, 320 milligrams of sodium. There's the ingredients list. There's quite a bit of stuff in there. Check out these crackers. They look all right. They smell perfect. Just something about opening a pack of MRE crackers just makes my whole day better. I love it. Go ahead and make a strawberry jam cracker. That's basically the whole pack of jam on that one cracker. I will go ahead and look at this apple jelly also. And it just feels like a very watery consistency throughout. Looks super fresh, no discoloration. Tastes really nice too. We'll spread out this jam. And we'll give that a bite. Oh yeah, that's nice. Some peanut butter would be fantastic on this right about now. Of course, they don't put it in this meal because this meal's reduced sodium and peanut butter has too much salt in it. It's still a nice, sweet little treat though. Let's take a look at our Pop-Tarts also. There's a nice retail bag. I mentioned before that the vacuum on these didn't seem that great. Look at that weird spot. I don't know what's up with that. Whether it's just missing frosting there or like what that is. At least they're not together all in one piece. But I guess the trade-off with that is it's just falling apart. All right, let's check out the main event. There's our chili mac. Looks like mostly mac. I see very little meat in here, but there is some. Smells like a regular US MRE chili mac, but it doesn't smell as potent. It just smells really dialed down. I think I'm gonna run into some blandness in this like I have been experiencing with these reduced sodium meals. It actually smells pretty heavily of tomato sauce, a little bit more so than regular chili mac does. So I can still see some clumped together pieces where it didn't heat all the way evenly. But overall, the FR8s did an okay job. And it still had some heating potential in it, so I could have left it in there longer if I really wanted to. So it's mostly pasta noodles. There's no beans or anything. It's just meat and pasta. It tastes like chili mac, but it's a very toned down version of chili mac. It's not nearly as flavorful as the real deal is. I don't know if that's just because of the reduction of salt, or maybe it has fewer overall spices and stuff in it too, I think. A regular chili mac will have a little bit of spiciness, where this has almost none. The meat in particular has that canned chili flavor, which I actually kind of like. I would say as a standalone entree, this is the best of the low sodiums that I've had so far, but you can definitely tell that there's something not quite right about it. We'll go ahead and add our pepper and our Papa's Perfect, which is garlic, green bell peppers, carrot, tomato, spices, sugar, dehydrated lemon peel, citric acid. This seasoning does almost nothing. Sounds good, but I think that the age has not been well to the seasoning and most of the flavor has actually left it. All right, let's try a bite of this Pop-Tart, see if it's edible or not. Smells okay. That piece was all right at least. Let's try some of this weird looking spot. Now I got some of that where it's either just a lack of frosting or it is something else going on. I don't know. It's very crumbly and falling apart. Something about that's not right. No. Ugh. I don't know what is up with that, but this spot here is disgusting. I had to spit that out. I didn't even swallow it. Ugh. It doesn't taste moldy, and I don't really know what can go bad with a Pop-Tart, but something with that is definitely not good. I think these outer regions are still okay, because I didn't taste any weirdness with them. I'll get another try of this piece, because it looks all right. The outside's okay. Whatever's going on with this section here, though, has absolutely ruined this Pop-Tart. I think the packaging was compromised, because not only was the vacuum seal on the outer packaging not good, the inside packaging had a little tear in the corner also. Maybe that's just what happens to a Pop-Tart when it gets like really old. I think I'm gonna get at least one more good piece off of this. And on this piece, I'm gonna try a nice bit of the apple jelly on it to make it sort of a apple cinnamon Pop-Tart. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm a little bit weary of this Pop-Tart overall, but that was so good I gotta get another piece. I think I'm done with that Pop-Tart for now. Let's mix in some of these spices and then try our chili mac again. All right, there's a nice big bite with all the spices on it. On this meal, you can actually taste the Pop's Perfect a little bit. It adds a little bit of onion-y flavor to it. And I can actually taste a little bit of spice from the pepper. That's not too bad. Let's try a little bit more of this apple jelly. We'll put it on the cracker this time since I don't really want to eat any more of that Pop-Tart. There's that. It was better on the Pop-Tart, but not too bad on the cracker. Yeah, I think at this point, this Pop-Tart's basically skunked. I mean, it's not supposed to look like that in the first place. I don't know exactly what happened to it because that's not mold, but it's just not right. It smells horrid. Ugh. It's a little gross to think about this while I'm eating, but it smells like urine. Not really ammonia. It smells more like cat pee. Very gross. That's why I had to spit it out. Ugh. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been Ration Rewind, the series in which I'm reposting my old ration reviews from my first YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to help it out with that Google algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch all of my future ration content. This is the one-stop shop for MRE related content. Old and new, foreign and domestic, military and commercial. We do it all here on Readiness Rations. Be sure to drop me a comment and check out my social links down in the description of this video. And I will be back with a new video for you guys next week. Until then, I will catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.